Count Dooku / Darth Tyrannus.
Oh no, my friend. This is a mistake, a terrible mistake. They've gone too far. This is madness.
Introduced in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Count Dooku is the leader of the Separatist movement, which plagues the Republic and eventually escalates into the titular Clone War.
Begun. The Clone War has.
Once a great Jedi, Dooku was seduced to the dark side of the Force by Darth Sidious, also known as Emperor Palpatine. He shed his name and took on the title of Darth Tyrannus.
Patience, Viceroy, patience, you will die.
Dooku was trained by Yoda and was the master to Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn. Dooku exhibits an excellent grasp of both the Force and combat skills with a lightsaber. In the end, Dooku is defeated by Anakin Skywalker and killed at the behest of Chancellor Palpatine.
Good, Anakin, good. Kill him.
Darth Vader.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this.
Anakin Skywalker, the immaculate Force-conceived child who was supposed to bring balance to the Force. Anakin is a raw ball of power made up of more Force bug midichlorians than anyone cares to talk about. Seriously, let's not talk about it. Anakin is a master pilot, swordsman, and Force user who, when he was introduced to the Jedi Council as a boy, impressed them but also frightened them, with the sheer amount of power and anger in the boy. Going against the warnings of the Council, newly minted Master Jedi Obi Wan Kenobi trains Anakin in the ways of the Force. Ultimately, it is Anakin's deep sense of love for the people close to him that turns him to the dark side of the Force, specifically the promise of preventing those he cares about from dying and being more powerful than death. The fall of Anakin and the rise of Darth Vader is a tragic one for sure, but in terms of power, little Annie goes from prophesized Force savior to Force-choking powerhouse.
As you wish.
This bickering is pointless.
Master Yoda. Who doesn't love Master Yoda? The tininess, the goofy puppet, Frank Oz's amazing performance as him, Yoda is rad. But on top of all of that, he is super powerful too. Even at roughly 900 years old, he can still lift an X-Wing out of a swamp. That's some serious power. Luke is a young Jedi who admittedly just started his real training, barely could lift the thing out of the swamp. But little old Yoda lifts that bad boy no problem, and that's just the stuff we got to see when he was super old. Not as old, Yoda was an amazing combatant. That fight between him and Dooku in Attack of the Clones was amazing. I still remember seeing it for the first time and being blown away. Sure, the VFX don't hold up now, but the feelings are there. Search yours, you know it to be true. Yoda is one of the few Jedis who get to pass away and become one with the Force without violence associated with it, which has zero to do with this power level, but it's very important to know that he is one of the few who gets to go out on top.
I do. Yes, I do.
Emperor Palpatine.
Rise, my friend.
Senator, Chancellor, Emperor, Dark Lord of the Sith, this dude has all of the titles and all of the dark side powers too. Sheev Palpatine has the skills to pay the bills. He is an accomplished Force user.
Now you will experience the full power of the dark side.
He has extensive knowledge of the Jedi Order and the Sith from his time under Darth Plagueis. He is excellent with a lightsaber, and on top of that, he is a master politician, which is like the most powerful anything anyone can be. He orchestrates the entire set of events of the first 6 films and culminates in him attempting to acquire a second Skywalker as his apprentice. The sheer power shown by Palpatine over the course of his roughly 19 years on top of the galactic food chain is impressive to say the very least.
Take your father's place at my side.
Supreme Leader Snoke.
Leading them to the last Jedi.
The mysterious and powerful leader of the First Order, Supreme Leader Snoke is the entity which picked up the pieces after the fall of the Empire and created something new. Well, kinda new. He is neither Jedi nor Sith, but has extensive knowledge of the living Force on both the light and dark sides of it. He has control over arguably the most powerful Force user ever born in Kylo Ren. He has designs in taking another Supreme Force wielder in that of Rey.
Bring her to me.
Not to spoil the events of The Last Jedi, but we do get to see the Supreme Leader's mastery of the Force in the film, among other Force-sensitive traits.
Then the Resistance must be destroyed before they get to Skywalker.
We have their location.
Mace Windu.
Master Windu.
Mace Windu is a master swordsman and member of the Jedi Council. Played by the iconic Samuel L. Jackson, Mace has a bit more swagger to him than most Jedis, stemming from Jackson's inherent coolness.
No.
But coolness aside, Mace is considered to be the best swordsman in the Jedi Order at the time of the Clone Wars. He uses a purple Kyber crystal powered lightsaber and has excellent control of the Force, allowing for superior speed and agility, which he channels into his combat skills. Windu ended the life of Separatist sympathizer Jango Fett in the climactic battle in Attack of the Clones. Ultimately, Mace Windu's frenzied passion would be his undoing when he bests the Emperor in combat. He goes to strike a killing blow when he is betrayed by Anakin and ultimately killed. Kylo Ren.
The power of the darkness. And I will let nothing stand in our way.
Kylo Ren is the last known member of the Skywalker lineage. He is a supreme Force sensitive, and his power level is higher than Luke Skywalker had ever encountered in his time as a Master Jedi. Kylo has an extremely high skill level in using the living Force, powerful enough to stop a blaster shot in mid-air and hold it there as long as he would like without concentrating on it. On top of that, he is a skilled pilot, taking after his father and grandfather, and an excellent swordsman as well. We are unsure that he is a Sith in Episode 7, but after executing his father on the Starkiller base, we are pretty sure that he has fallen to the dark side of the Force. Ren is the most prized possession of Supreme Leader Snoke, and his power with the Force certainly has a lot to do with that.
I'll show you the dark side.
You may try.
Obi Wan Kenobi.
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
One of the greatest characters in the whole of the Star Wars pantheon. What can you say about Obi-Wan other than he is the man?
He can go about his business.
You can go about your business.
This is a matter of power level alone, and Obi is very powerful. In the original Star Wars, we meet him while he is living as a hermit on Tatooine. He has been in solitude practicing convening with deceased Jedi Masters, or at least that's what's retconned to us in the end of Revenge of the Sith.
How to commune with him, I will teach you.
Obi is the first teacher for Luke Skywalker and does very little to really impart the knowledge of the Force or the way of the Jedi to Luke. But as a younger Jedi, he was quite the complete package, except for teaching. He has always been kind of crappy at that. Obi-Wan defeats General Grievous, who previously had a nice collection of lightsabers from fallen Jedi that he bested on the battlefield. Then there is also the matter of the high ground. In Revenge of the Sith, after Obi-Wan and Anakin go on a silly minecart fight through a lava field, the former friends end up on a hill with Obi-Wan having the high ground, which leads to disaster for young Darth Vader. In the end, Obi-Wan chose to become one with the Force and allowed Darth Vader to strike him down. Rey.
This next one may be controversial for some, but for me, it isn't. In fact, I would have liked to place Rey even higher on the list, but her lack of training and her immaturity in controlling her emotions at times. Emotions aside, how can you deny a woman who literally performs mind tricks and lightsaber pulls with absolutely no training whatsoever? Then, after she's spent about a year of training with Leia, she's doing all sorts of crazy things. Healing creatures and people with the Force, using Force lightning on accident, freezing lightsaber attacks, redirecting blaster bolts back at her opponents, and don't even get me started on the dyad she shares with Kylo Ren. I'm actually not even going to include the strength of the dyad in this ranking, otherwise Rey and Kylo, or Reylo, or whatever you want to call them, would be much higher. But seriously, I don't see how anyone can not acknowledge her power. I understand that some people don't like that she was so strong without any training, but guys, she's a Palpatine. And even if she wasn't, power is power, regardless of how it comes, and Rey wields a great deal of it.